Hello guys, today I'm going to speak a little quietly because it's 5 and 20 of AM. I wake up a little early today, and I'm going to have to leave by bus at 5 and 45, something like that. But I couldn't leave you out without my daily video, okay? So today I want to start with a really interesting history about the legend behind chess. So there is a famous story that I read once in a book of Carl Sagan about how chess was created, and it says that a wise man created the game to present a king, and the king loved it so much, the chess, that he said, "Ask for any reward that you want that I'm going to give for you, wise man." And the wise man made a very simple request, or at least look at simple. He said exactly by this way for the king: put 1 grain of rice on the first square of the board, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, 8 H on the fourth, and keep doubling until 64 square. And firstly, the king thought, "That's easily, only that, a wise man." However, he was completely wrong because, as we know, this is exponential growth. So, in the end, the wise man would have so many grains of rice, and this shows the power of exponential growth, that we can subestimate it. We can, um, there's a right expression for this, but let me see, we can't underestimate it. So that's the thing about this history, about the chess history. But um uh, like that's a really interesting history, but maybe that isn't the point of the video. I was just going to make a video about chess because I started playing chess so more regularly with my friends by chess.com. Um, and I wanted to talk about it, about chess, about the strategies, about how much it is a good game, that I'm a little addicted, but I really get angry because I make so many dumb movements, and I really want to improve on that. And one last, so just to end the history, to show how much the story is powerful, is that something that looks small at the beginning can become massive over time. That's the power of exponential growth. And now I wanted to connect it with the game itself, that it is chess. At first, chess looks simple as just a board game, but definitely is not that. It's a game that requires strategy, overthinking. You have to calculate every step, every future step. You have to think a lot and to plan how to capture and the others. Now I forgot how to say, but the other materials, as they say. So chess is much more than just a board game. Chess requires a lot of things, like strategy, patience. You can't act impatient in chess. By any way, you have to think, you have to calculate any step that you're going to take, and thinking ahead everything. So every move you make has a consequence. A good or a bad consequence. When you do a fast move, the chance about being a dumb consequence is really big. And not just now, of course, because the next move is true, So we can make it as an analogy of life that we have to think before we act, we have to have patience, we have to have strategy, and when you make one decision, it can affect everything later. So I'm going to give a little explain about how chess works. Like you have a king, a queen, rooks, bishops, knights, and pawns. And each piece moves in a different way. A king can move by every single way, but only one square. The queen, the same thing, but how the squares. Now let me just research what are rooks for me. No, don't say anything wrong. So the rooks, they can move in right straight, like in straight or in the side. In those directions. The bishops can move in the diagonal, and the knights can move by in L, as we say here in Brazil. He moves one and three, one for the front and three for the sides, in L. So each piece moves in a different way. And the goal of chess is kind of not that simple, but you have to capture the other's king, opponent. You have to checkmate it, which means that the king has no way to escape. It is a simple idea, however, uh, you have to have a lot of strategy to get into that, like capture the other's opponent king without you don't losing your king. And a lot of times you need to think about your moves, your opponent's moves, and future possibilities. Like you can't just thinking on the present of the chess. Like I'm going to capture that bishops that I have the opportunity, but then he capture my bishops and then he wins one square that was really important. So in chess, you are forced to think ahead. And that's something I really like about because when I was a child, I feel a little bad about thinking about future, but now I know that this is really important. And I'm not going to lie, but when I was a child, I was afraid of losing on chess because there is one guy that was so good in chess, and I didn't want to play with him because I knew that he was good in chess, and I never really played chess when I was a child, so I didn't win the like good skills, because I was afraid to lose. And this made me think, what if I had played with him, even that I had lose, I would have learned something. I would have think, I would have making a strategy to try to win. And this really makes me think that I should have played more chess when I was a child. I played with my cousin, but it wasn't the same thing. So we of course we can bring chess to the real life, but chess can be frustrating. Like some days ago, I was playing chess and I lose like 4 or 5 matches in a row because of my own damn fault. Like I was giving my queen for free I was making dumb movements without even thinking, and these bring serious consequences that I couldn't handle later. So, every mistake on chess and in life teaches you something. Now I am trying to be more careful, thinking on every move of my opponents and my own movements, like paying attention on everything before I really act. So I am learning that chess is not just a game. It's a way to train your mind because you think, you make a strategy, you focus on the game. But that's today video guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.